everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming back and spending a little time with me today. So today's video is going to be a stitch with me, and this will be one with chat, and I will be looking at your comments, and I'm working on, I'll show you the mock-up on this lovely piece. This is a stitching shelf, artwork by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I am working in this section up here, so just underneath that wine glass there, just because you can zoom in on this. So there's the wine glass on the table, so I'm just doing that sort of bit of table there, as you can see. I'm stitching this 1/1 full cross on some 25 count even weave, and I am currently 62 stitches in today. I'm at 20.41%, so we're going to have a little stitchy time. We're going to look at some comments because I've got a big bag full today, and let's see how far we can get. Now, I do apologise in advance, the frame may be adjusted as we go, just to keep what I'm doing fairly centralised. Oh, come on, zoom in. Oh, that's a bit far. Reasonably centralised if I can, but yeah, the aim is to show you some of the stitching and yeah, carry on stitching this beautiful piece. So I hope everybody is doing well. It's a Monday morning as I film this. We had a live stream last night and it was a bumper one. At one stage I spotted 53 people in the stream, which is wonderful. That's it. Which is wonderful. I never expected to get that many people in my live streams, so yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm also considering, which I will mention, or which I will have talked about in my floss tube by the time you see this, I'm also considering doing a Wednesday stream as well, but it won't be every week. It'll perhaps be once a fortnight, or maybe sort of just as and when. And yeah, just to kind of break up the content a little bit. I was working out last night what my other suitable days for live streaming, and unfortunately Wednesday is the only other midweek day, because Mondays I go and do my supermarket shopping and Andy has a live stream of his. Tuesdays I usually work in the office. Wednesdays seem to be a fairly good day, even if I am working in the office, because I don't have any other thing on. Thursdays I go and get weighed, and Fridays Jason and Lacey and his children tend to come over on a Friday once a fortnight, staying into the Saturday and until Sunday tea time. So really the only day to do it is on a Wednesday. Besides, if I did do it on a Friday or a Saturday, it'd be kind of a bit close to the Sunday one. So I do sort of want them to be, spaced out a little bit. But let me know your thoughts. I've had lots of positive reaction so far, and I understand that not everybody will be able to join. For example, people who are overseas, it may be during their working day, or at a time that's sort of not convenient for whatever reason. But, you know, I would do it at sort of 7:30 or 8 o'clock, like the Sunday stream, probably 7:30. So, yeah, it's a thought, certainly, because, you know, as I say, as they're getting more popular, people were saying last night, or certainly one or two people were saying it's like a Stitch with me, like a retreat in a room, because the chat participants interact with one another, and yeah, it's rather nice. So, as I say, I do have a crop of comments today, which I will be looking at I'll start looking at in a few moments. But other than that, just to catch up on another couple of bits of news. I still haven't finished the painting in my kitchen because last week I was not well. But I'm on annual leave from work next week. And it's also another bank holiday here in the UK. So I will be aiming to get it finished then. Finish off the painting. I went to my weight loss. I lost £0.5 pound this week. So I didn't get my 6 stone off award, unfortunately. But it is what it is. There's not a lot I can do about that. 6 stone, for those of you who don't know, 1 stone is equivalent to 14 pounds. So I can't do the mental maths. I'm going to have to get a calculator up. Okay. That's 8. So 6 stone is 84 pounds. So I've lost 83.5. Which isn't bad. Not bad at all. I'm very pleased with my weight loss journey, and I've done that in sort of 41 weeks, I think she said. So I'm averaging £2 a week, which is perfect. Perfect. I feel that my food issues, because I do have food issues, they will be a battle for a long time. I think this is something that it will be a lifetime to resolve. I know what the source is, I just don't know how to deal with it. It's like that. But, you know, I mean, I talked about my children last night on the stream, and I've brought them up with body positivity and body confidence, but also I have, for me, when I was younger, food was used as a punishment. And, you know, there were times in my life that I went to bed hungry as a punishment. And it's a form of punishment that I've never doled out to my girls. And I've, you know, never done the, if you don't eat all your dinner, you can't have your pudding kind of thing, you know. And I just, you know, I'm very careful. If you start to use something that is normal as a weapon, it becomes a source of conflict. And that's what happened with me. And, you know, the reason why I ended up the size I was, you know, apart from being a little bit lazy, I'm not going to lie, was just simply that food was withheld as punishment, and when it wasn't withheld, I took advantage of that. So I don't know, I could be talking complete rubbish. There we go. But yeah, the battle will continue on, and I will win. Okay, so next. Excuse me. I actually had quite a good night's sleep last night. I was still yawning away this morning. Move my needle minder. I'm going to have a look at these here comments. Oh, page has reset. I had a bit of difficulty this morning in actually being able to view the video where my comments were last time. Just do let me know if ever, watching the videos, if ever you get an error message. I didn't check the playback for myself, but it must be working for other people because there's been lots of comments. But I obviously want the playback to work for myself, because I like to watch my videos back and just make sure that there's no glaring errors. Let me just see if I can't stop the camera from quaking. Right, okay. So as I said, I have got a nice lot of comments, so let's get started. First one is from Adria, Stitch in Budapest. And Adria is talking on my Lord of the Rings stained glass Stitch with me that I put out a while ago. And she says, I really admire your ability to stitch with just one colour. I tried this a time or two but couldn't do it. Yeah, I've often colour completed on small pieces. For example, like, if I get a model stitch, sometimes I'll colour complete on that. But the Lord of the Rings stained glass, because there's like over 100,000 black stitches, I was like, yeah, let's get those out of the way. And, it then just gives me a nice framework on the stained glass then just to do the filling in. So the, one colour stitching on that is to serve really a purpose. Because I don't want to end up in a situation where I've still got loads of black. Doing the framework for me makes sense, and then I can just pick out bits of it to fill in, and it's then like having a lot of little finishes, isn't it? So I know one or two other people do colour completion, like Tattooed Cross Stitch Man. He does colour completing, although he has experimented with parking recently. Tattooed does do it in an extreme cross country on pieces like this. See, I couldn't do that. You know, I can do it on my Lord of the Rings stained glass, and certainly, you know, with the black, because there's such a lot of stitches in the black. But, you know, I think it's horses for courses, isn't it? It's what you're comfortable with. And for me, you know, colour completion is generally not on the table. But I'm making an exception to colour complete just the black on that piece. I won't do it with any other colours. But yeah, it's oh, come on. Right, what colour's that? 3860. Kel's Bells on my last chatty stitch with me. Hi Kel's Bells. Comments, love your videos on YouTube. Your stitching is outstanding, and I'd love to hear all of the life stories you and Andy managed to tell us. All your projects are magnificent. You do really inspire me to stitch more. Thank you for that. I don't generally see myself as inspiring, so it's wonderful to get that compliment. Thank you so much. I think, you know, I've said this before, I try and keep it real. I'm a human being. I'm fallible. Do make mistakes. I enjoy my stitching life, and I like to have a nice variety of projects and a nice variety of ways to stitch said projects, which keeps my interest. And my rotation works for me on how I do it. So yeah, I mean, tell me I'm stitch obsessed without telling me I'm stitch obsessed. And, you know, sharing it is something that I can do for free, and, you know, watching the videos is something that you guys can do for free. And, you know, we share the love of a wonderful craft, and a very much underrated craft. I've often described cross stitch as pixel art. The little squares that we make, the little X's, are turning into little pixels, and then we put the pixels together and form a picture. And then that picture becomes an achievement. And to achieve stitching a large project is something to be proud of, especially when you are approaching finishing said project. It's truly marvellous. It gives me, I'm not in any other way creative. I'm not terribly good with computers. I'm not an artist. I don't have any particular talent as such. You know, I don't, there's nothing that stands out, but I can stitch. And I get very proud of what I've done stitching wise. You know, I get lovely feedback on my model stitches. And, you know, I just love it. For me, every stitch is an achievement. Some days I don't feel like stitching, but I still do. I might do less stitching, but, you know, I was saying last night, on Saturday this week, I managed to do 2,000 stitches in the entire day. I didn't only stitch, I did some overtime at work as well, and I also had to pop out to the shops. And it got to sort of 6 o'clock, and I was like, I could do 2,000 stitches today. So I set myself that little goal, and by 10 p.m. I'd done it. It didn't just take me those 4 hours, I'd been stitching all day. I was saying on my stream last night, Kumari, I've seen her do 3,000 plus stitches in a day. I don't know how she can do that, I'd be dead. 3,000 stitches per day. Some days, not every day, I don't think she does that much. But 2,000 near down killed me off. So I don't think I could manage 3. And 2,000 is a rarity. But yeah, I love to stitch. Andy very often tells me I look weird without a needle in my hands. Needle and thread. And he said, Fred then. Who's Fred? But thank you for that, Kels. I'm glad that I inspire you to pick up your needle. Just remember, each stitch is an achievement, and it's a way towards the ultimate goal of that finish. And, you know, when you finish, and especially if you're doing a big piece like this, in my book, it makes you as good as, I don't know, an artist, a painter, you know. Thread parked. Oh, no, I'll not use that one. 787. Okay. Rosemary says, so happy that your kitchen is coming along. I love your latest manicure too. Thank you. My nails are something that is a bit of a treat for me. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out very much. I mainly spend my time working and stitching. And whilst we all know about my stitchy treats, my manicure is a physical one. And Hannah and I go off once a month and go and have our nails done. We've gone for hot pink this time. It was purple on the last video, but we've gone for hot pink because summer's on the way. Warmer weather is coming. Sorry, this work just keeps slipping down a wee bit because I'm on got my big bars. This piece is on big bars. I can't put it on, well, I can put it on my Lowry, but it's easier not to because I'll be jumping about. Then Rosemary also asks which episode has pictures of your new kitchen, and the most recent 2 floss tubes that I've done, apart from yesterday, Tuesday, they both have pictures, and my frost tube last week. I think it's frost tube 18, I could be wrong. Just have a short video of my kitchen as well. But yeah, it's lovely, streamlined. It works beautifully, and we love it. We all love it. We love everything from the way the cupboards close, to the changing lights, to the ease of cleaning. You know, lots of things. And of course I reorganised my cupboards too, got things tidied up in those, made sure that stuff was put in little boxes and things, so finding things in the cupboards is so much easier. And of course I did the typical thing that everybody does when they have a new kitchen, and I downshifted a lot of stuff. I got rid of some surplus to requirements, and simplified things, which really was a good move, really. Okay. Laurie Clark says, I listened to this. This is on my last Stitch With Me again, my last chatty. I listened to this whilst digging my garden beds, and I watched it again to see your progress. That's dedication, Laurie, watching it twice. Hope you're enjoying your beautiful kitchen. Love your videos. Hope to see you Sunday. Thank you, Laurie. Yeah, the Daughter of the Deep is really very beautiful. Lots of ocean blues and greens, and even yellows. Colours are very pretty. No, that doesn't look right, that stitch. MVC on Daughter of the Deep says the sky is looking beautiful. I believe it's sea, underwater scene on this one, MVC, but I agree, even if it was sky, it would look absolutely beautiful. Peggy 721 Irish says, hi Nicole, thank you for the chat. She stitched with you through the whole video. Super job. Taking time to watch you. I wonder where the tweezers are. A young diamond painter resides in your home. Yeah, Hannah wasn't guilty for the tweezers. It was me. I'd moved them and forgotten that I'd moved them. So the tweezers have now been replaced back into my little pot of tricks. I don't think Hannah uses tweezers for a diamond painting. She's not said. But she's getting used to the square drills now, which is good. So Right, if I put my thread cards back in the right place, wouldn't it? And I'd be able to find the next one I'm looking for. Lynette comes on and says, hi Nicola, I'm sorry I haven't been about lately. I've had COVID and a few other things happening and no energy to do much. I do hope you're better now, Lynette. It's I've not had COVID. I won't pretend to know how it was, but my understanding, certainly from Hannah, who has had it, it's not pleasant, and I do hope that you're on the mend and on the road to recovery. I'm on the mend now and having surgery for knee replacement. I can't wait, no more pain. I've done some beading on Provence and hope to have that before hospital. I'll be taking my Jane Austen sampler with me. It's been wonderful catching up with you again. Your stitching looks amazing as usual, and great to hear the progress on your kitchen. All the very best for now, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. I do hope that you are improving now. I did see you pop into the live stream last night, but I didn't see your comment until I pretty much finished streaming. But yeah, I hope that you are feeling more like you. Just have a quick drink. Jeannie Lightner says, I was excited to hear you'll have 12 new starts next year. And she asks, can you show them now? So if we would like to start them with you, we will have enough time to kit them up. Another great video, and thank you. So I have got 12 new starts, and I have got several of them, but I'm still to finalise the rest of them. I've got a Gecko Gold Club voucher, which will be coming to me, I think, next month. So once I've used that and I've got all of my Gecko Rouge kits, I will finalise my 12 2025 starts and do a video on them. But you are probably looking at July for that video, which will then give 6 months before, or just under 6 months before 2025 starts. And what I've decided is that for the first 12 weeks of 2024, I will do a pick a wheel, and I will do that on my floss tube, and the kit or chart or whatever it is itself will be started on my Stitch With Me, on the next Stitch With Me that I would film, which will be on the Friday. So because I filmed the Stitch With Me for Wednesdays on a Monday, as I'm doing today. So, then I film my floss tube a little bit later on. So it would make sense for the new start to be commenced in the Friday Stitch With Me, because on the Wednesday Stitch With Me, I've already filmed it before I've done the pick wheel, and, no. But given at the moment I've got 9 projects on the go, Maui Princess is down for a finish this year, so that will drop to 8. And then I'm adding in another 12. That will mean that next year my rotation will have swelled to 20, which for me is enormous. That is a lot. I know that I could just like not do that, but I want to. The Year of the Gecko has been planned to sort of showcase Gecko Rouge. I'm not sponsored or anything, by the way, but it's been planned so I can showcase Gecko Rouge designs and kits. You know, I mean, you guys will know and you'll have seen. I've done lots of unboxings of Gecko Rouge. So, you know, yeah, I want to do all the things. I took up the Gold Club membership because why not? There was lots of stuff on there at that point, and still is, which I absolutely loved. So, yeah. And of course, I use my YouTube earnings towards stash enhancement as well. So any shortfall comes from my YouTube earnings. My YouTube earnings have also helped pay for the big stitch, which I'll be going to in July. Okay. On Floss Tube 18, Rosemary says you have a beautiful new kitchen. It'll be cooking up a storm soon. Yep. There's been some cracking meals come out of that kitchen already. And it's been nice to be able to get back to my routine with my food. You know, it was a struggle with limited facilities, but I've got there. Having a nice steady stitch this morning. I'm not going like the clappers today. I thoroughly enjoy doing this piece, so I'm taking my time over it. On my stained glass, Peggy says, thank you, Nicola, I stitched along. Super job. And then on my She Sleeps ASMR style video, Mal comments, it's nuts to me that you can do 340 stitches in an hour and a half. I consider that a good total for a whole evening's worth of stitching. Two-handed stitching, lots of practice. Stitching at every moment I can helps with the speed there for me, Mel. I will end up doing a video on my detail on my technique, I think, as well, because I know people have asked me about that. There's even some comments sort of further up which ask questions too. And, you know, using each thread until I've run out of thread where I can stops me from starting and stopping because I'm disconnecting and reconnecting thread. No, I've done that wrong. On my lives, I can get up to 400 done, depending on the type of stitching I'm doing. If it's just filling in when I'm filling in, I can sail away. You know, I really truly can. You know, lots of my princess's hair is filling in, and I can do huge amounts. Hence, you know, my 2,000 stitches on Saturday with her. But then, you know, 2,000 stitches on this piece would take me 2 full days of stitching, because it's a lot of colours, and sometimes the stitches are parked and sometimes we're disconnecting and reconnecting, and there's a lot more chopping and changing. She Sleeps was on my live last night, and I did 300 stitches in about an hour and 45, so a bit less, but then again I was busy chatting away. Jeannie comments on live stream 18 and says, sorry I missed the live Mother's Day in the US, so I was at brunch with my mum and husband. Great video as always, and pleased to see all your progress. Thank you, Jean. Hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day, and hope your mum had a wonderful Mother's Day. Our Mother's Day here in the UK is in March. I think it's something daft like the 3rd or 4th Sunday in Lent or something. Next thing here in the UK is Father's Day. I think in mid-June, 2nd Sunday in June, I think, something like that. Could be wrong. Okay. So Lynette comments on live stream 18 saying, thank you, lovely. I've been beading and chuckling. Finished the beading, hooray. Surgery is on Thursday and I'll be taking in Jane Austen. Had to chuckle. Here you are talking to a Lynn and me this week, both having knee surgery, and both of us on weight loss programs. I've lost almost 5 kilograms so far. Great work, Lynn. You're doing fantastic. All the best, everyone, from Lynn M. Yeah, there was you and the other Lynn, Crazy Stitcher, who's also had knee surgery in recent time. I do believe that the other Lynn is doing okay. I also know a Lynn who's had surgery on her wrist and who unfortunately is not quite doing so much okay. I think the other Lynn, the third Lynn, does watch my videos, but if you do, on the off chance that you are watching Lynn, I do hope that you're okay. I'm thinking of you. Nerdy Stitcher on livestream 18 gives me a big old thumbs up. Thank you very much. Do remember, guys, that if you are watching my videos, to give the actual video itself a thumbs up, just to assist me with YouTube's algorithm. Yeah, the more thumbs up, the likes, the engagement, the watches, all helps. And let's get other people into this craft. Very often bang the gong about this because I just, I talk to anybody who'll listen about cross stitch. Even if they're not interested, I'm like, yes, you will be by the time I'm done with you. Needlebook, the lovely Karen, comments, hi Nicola, I'm watching your video as I stitch. I thought I heard you say something about recording and with your phone and having difficulty. I thought I'd share with you what I use. It's called IV Cam. I can connect my phone to the computer via USB, which gives a great picture, and included in that app are controls to adjust your camera whilst you're filming. That's how I get all up close and personal. I'm very satisfied with it. Thanks for the company while I stitch. Hugs, Karen. Thank you, Karen. I will be looking at something, some way of how I can use my phone to film, but perhaps go through via another app to stream so I can have that camera control. Because just using my normal phone camera on YouTube does give the old seasick effect, the in and out focus, and it is annoying. I thought it was, perhaps my phone that needed resetting, but after trying that for a couple of weeks, it's not that. And it is an awful pain in the neck. But yeah, I will be doing some Googling and find out. But thank you for telling me about IV Cam. It's certainly something I shall be looking at. I mean, I do have a GoPro, but I don't know how I can connect that up. And I know that GoPros, after a while, they do get hot and turn themselves off. I know because Andy's had trouble with his. So, yeah, I will be having a look at my streaming options. I've seen other things like StreamYard and Twitch streaming and Prism, but I don't quite know how. Oh no, not there. How they go with what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to go and teach myself, I think. Could be fun. A wee patch of park threads there. Okay. Carol Bourgogno, I think. I could have butchered that. On my night cafe, she comments, I enjoy your full coverage project. You stitch a lot faster than I do. How big is your fabric for the supersize? Happy day. For night cafe, if I put the fabric, laid it out on my bed, which is a standard king size, it would cover it. So yeah, big. And somebody asked me, how am I going to display those pieces that are this big? I want a house with big walls. So that's even if they get finished in my lifetime, because as I said before, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be leaving them in my will to somebody. Night Cafe's not scheduled to finish until 2060, which is a long way away. But yeah, thank you for your question, Carol. It is huge fabric. Katinka on my last floss tube 19, says, love your new kitchen, especially the black stove. Yeah, very pleased with it, Katinka, very pleased indeed. And the stove works fantastically well. When you find something that ticks all of them there boxes. My next job is to find a new fridge freezer. And also she says, I hope I feel better soon. As does Nerdy Stitcher, I'm sorry you're coming down with something. I hope it goes away quickly. Lovely stitching, Nicola. Thank you. It did go away quickly. I felt unwell Monday and most of Tuesday. And I think what it was, I just got so much going on. The kitchen and all the rest of it. Still keeping up the same frantic pace of being, oh no, that's in the wrong place, being busy at work and so on. And I think it just all got on top of me, and then I just needed to stop, breathe, and self-care, which is what I ended up doing for 2 days. I just spent 2 days with my stitching, not doing much else, not saying much, and, you know, got myself into a better space, both physically and mentally. Sometimes self-care time is all you need. I was talking to my boss about it because obviously I'd had a couple of days off work, and I have to say she was very understanding. She knows exactly what I've got going on. It's in my interest to share with her because, you know, she needs to know if, you know, any of the issues that I'm facing is going to impact what I do. But yeah, she's incredibly, she's a wonderful lady who I can talk to at the drop of a hat. You know, I'm one of the few people who can send her a text message out of hours and get a reply. I can, you know, I know that I can call on her at any point and she'll be there. You know, when they did pizza day in the office, and knowing that I'm on a diet and watching what I'm eating, she made sure that I was catered for, you know, carrot sticks and Freddos. You know, she's one of those ladies, she's very thoughtful in so many ways. And what more can you ask for in a manager? Linda, love to stitch on that floss tube, says, very nice progress on your beautiful whips. The diamond painting looks great. Yeah, Hannah was rightly proud of her finish. And Sharon Fennell also mentions that in her comment by saying, your stitching is lovely as always. Hannah's diamond painting dog is super cute. The kitchen looks great and hope you feel better soon. Yeah, Hannah's diamond painting is indeed one of the cutest things that I've seen. And the kitchen, I just love it. I will stop going on about it at some point. keep saying that, don't I? The novelty's not worn off just yet. Wondered if Hannah will get to diamond paint today, or whether the cat will come and sit on it again. MVC says Hannah's dog looks so good, and I look forward to seeing her next project. I love those colours. Happy to see your kitchen is so close to completion. Hope you enjoy it and many years in good health. Yep. I requested that our kitchen was future-proofed as well, making sure that whatever went in there would stand me in good stead for a few years, because I don't want to be laying out again on a new kitchen anytime soon. It's an expensive process, for sure. Okay, Norma says, I just love Hannah's finished diamond painting, and what can I say? Your new kitchen is really beautiful. The workmen did an amazing job. Congratulations. Yeah, they certainly did. Anybody in this local area now, I highly recommend them, because tidier, cleaner people you'd never wish to meet. When they left here every day, the kitchen was in a good standing. There was no mess or anything left behind. They really did go the extra mile and make sure that I was okay with the process, that I was satisfied that they'd done what they should do. And yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly any sort of finicky kind of person, but there's an expectation that a certain standard will be met, and they met them. Oh, I can hear the little boy next door. Sounds a little bit unhappy. Sounds like Mommy's reasoning with him. Lovely work on yours and of course your daughter's, from Jane. Kitchen still looks amazing. Enjoy it and feel better. And then Laurie comments, beautiful whips, great job, Hannah. Christine Foster says, what a great view of the bird in Maui Princess. Yep, that bird is beautiful, but I've still no idea what it is. ornithology is not my strong point. She says, the diamond painting is so cute. Can't wait to see the progress on the roses. So there you go, Hannah, get dotting away and get well soon. Thank you, Christine. Back to full strength this week. Patty says a few days ago, lots of hope and wishes that you're feeling better now. Yeah, I am on the mend. But yeah, I think just because there's such a lot going on, and the stresses of it came out physically. And I think, when things do start to come out physically, that's when I tend to sort of shut down a little bit. It's not, ideal, but it tells me that I need to stop and, go into self-care mode, which I do, to be fair, I do try and do. But self-care for me is my needle and thread. Curly Crafter also comes in and comments. I hope you get to feeling better soon. Your stitching is awesome. As usual, as is your weight loss. Beautiful kitchen. Your daughter's diamond painting is adorable. Have a great week. Thank you very much. There'll be so much more variety next year. I've got all those Gecko Rouge kits. Plus I've got the one ring, which is the Tilton one. And the variety of the stitchings will get even more. Ava says, I hope you feel better soon. The diamond painting looks cute. Beg your pardon, can't read. And the kitchen looks good. Enjoy it. Thank you, Ava. I don't know if it's Ava or Eva. I like to say Ava. Yeah, I think if I'd have had any more girls, any more children, I might have considered calling them Ava. I think it's a beautiful name. Okay. Joe Sorensen says, I love your new kitchen. Looks great. I hope you feel better. Pace yourself until you feel better. Hannah's finish is so cute. Great advice there, Joe, and that is exactly what I did. I just had a couple of gentle days of stitching. Completed the model stitching that I was doing and did some Maui Princess. And to be fair, in those 2 days, I didn't do an awful lot more than what I'd do in a day when I was working. So, yeah. I started to get a sore eye as well, and it's still weeping today. You'll probably see it if you've watched my floss tube. I'm bound to mention it. Yeah, my eye has been a little sore. But there's no reason I can see for it, you know. Okay. Let's try and get in a few of these parked threads. Jeannie says, great progress by all this week. Your kitchen turned out beautiful. Feel better soon and happy stitching. Thank you, Jeannie. And then Diane Miller also says, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you kindly. Thank you all for your good wishes. Laurie Clark on my last stitch with me with my Princess says, Princess is looking good. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. And then Susan Turner says, what is stitching? Can you show the finished product? Now, it's a really bad habit of mine. I'm not showing the mock-up on these Stitch With Me's, but thank you for kind of subconsciously reminding me of that, Susan, and I will endeavour to show the mock-up and give the details when starting a Stitch With Me. Terrible. I'll definitely have to do that next year with 20 projects on the go. I forget what some of them look like. Okay. Missy says, hope you feel better soon. Love nice projects in progress. Lovely kitchen. Thank you. Kirsty J. Cayley on My Princess's Stitch With Me says, I like it better without the music. It's a shame you couldn't talk. Hope you feel better soon. We'll stitch my Princess with you as well. Indeed. Now, the next one is an interesting comment, and it's from Jane. And Jane says, as I'm watching you stitch, I remember that I heard from where I've no clue that not fully pulling thread through one hole at a time weakens the thread faster. Have you noticed anything like that? The short answer to that, Jane, is no. Only when very occasionally I will get some DMC that is generally weaker. I've had some 498, I think, which has been prone to snapping. I know that lots of people have opinions about DMC thread, but when I'm making my stitches, I put the needle through so it's directly at 90 degrees to the fabric, and then I'm using my hands to pull the thread through, and same with the underneath, so that I've got the thread is going through my fingers and the fingers are up against the fabric. So I'm guiding it through at that 90-degree angle, because I find if you did it like that, for example, where it's not at 90 degrees, yes, I would say that you were going to end up with the fabric frame, because it's got more chance of the friction against the warp and the weft of the fabric. But generally speaking, no, I don't tend to get problems with snapping threads unless, as I said, it's a weak skein, which has happened from, as I said, from time to time. I've had some difficulties with a 498 recently. Also, you might not see this fully, but DMC thread is 2-ply and it can untwist. Try and show it here, but it's not very good. Hold on, let me just take the autofocus. Okay, so it's even worse, isn't it? It can untwist, but what I find is that by regularly just twisting, just doing that with my needle, keeps the twist in the thread. So also that makes it less prone, because if you've got two threads that are twisted, it gives them strength. If you've got two threads that are laying side by side, it doesn't. So generally speaking, no, I don't have a problem. But then again, I am guiding needle and thread through at that 90-degree angle. 90 degrees to the fabric. So, for example, if that's the surface of your fabric, the needle is going through like that, just literally straight up and down. And it's the same at the bottom when I am bringing the thread back through from the bottom. And yeah, I don't always put all the fabric through before I've put the needle back round, but I'm still using the same technique, albeit a little bit more difficult, or a little bit more tricky to master. But I'm using the same technique, so I'm minimising any breakage. But I can absolutely see that it does happen, and sometimes it happens because the needle you're using is too small, and the eye of the needle, which is the widest part, is not opening up the fabric hole wide enough for the loaded needles to come through. And that's another way that you would get weakening of the thread, by using too small a needle and you're not opening up the fabric enough. Then yeah, you're going to get those problems. Hope that makes sense. Great question. Stitchy technical questions, I love them. Angela Jury says, hope you feel better. Lovely stitching. Thank you, Angela. Then 2 days ago, I was stitching Envy and I put out a stitch with me. And Laurie comments, this piece is stunning. I know it's green for Envy. But I'd love to stitch it in blue, call it Ice Queen. I love the snake just poking out of the corner. Thanks for being my stitching buddy today. There is a blue piece in the series. I think it's Sloth, which is the blue piece. And Sloth will be being stitched as well. So fear not, Laurie, you will get a blue piece. Don't know when, but it'll happen. because I have them all. I'm going to park that one there. Oh my days. Shouldn't be tired. I had a good night last night. It's just a relaxation element, isn't it? Okay. And Jeannie says also on Envy, I love the greens in this piece. Just loved all the different greens in this pattern. Thanks for the video. See you live on Sunday. Great stuff. And then she further comments on Marry Princess, Stitch With Me, and says, catching up on all your videos today, which is Friday. I completed all my errands quickly to come home and stitch with you. Can't wait to see Princess completed. Thanks for the video, and say hi to Andy. Thank you very much, and I will duly pass on a hi to Andy, and I did when I first read this comment. He just loves interacting with you guys, I think, as well, just as much as I do. And then Peggy says, feel better, Nicola. Lord of the Rings is beautiful. It's coming along nicely. Yep. You're such a fast stitcher. I also love She Sleeps. We have common tastes. I think I've said that before. Yeah. I think we have, Peggy. But yeah, I have tastes which take me to different places in my stitching. You know, fancy ladies, cartoon type images, a la My Princess, maps, stained glass. You know, they're all different. It's lovely to have a different piece every time that I pick stitching up, really. It does make a difference in keeping me, you know, I mean, I could sort of say, oh yeah, well, I just love bookshelves and all I'll do it from here on in is stitch bookshelves. I think I get bored. I really do. So the last comment I'm going to leave today stitching with is one from the lovely Sandy, who was missed in live stream 18 but came back for number 19. And Sandy says, I hope you're feeling better now. I've had an awful week with some sort of viral infection. My first day out of bed in over a week. I love your progress on your whips. Hannah's diamond painting is beautiful. Your kitchen looks amazing. I missed a live last Sunday, but we'll soon catch up on your videos. Your weight loss is truly amazing. Well done, you. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. Thank you, Sandy. And I really do hope that you are on the mend yourself. And I hope that the viral infection that you had wasn't too detrimental. It's not nice, you know, to be sort of confined to bed because you feel so ill you can't get up. Thankfully, that rarely happens to me. But I do hope that you're on the mend, and it was lovely to see you in the live last night. And that, with the lovely Sandy, is where I'm going to leave my comments today. There are a couple more which have come in overnight, but I'll leave those for the next Stitch With Me. and add them in to start off the next comment pot. So I've got just about 10 minutes left, and we'll see how many more we can get in on this piece. And if I find anything else to chat about, I will. Just working in a few of these park threads on this tablecloth. It doesn't really look much like a tablecloth right now, but once all these threads are in and move back from it and have a look, I'll see it. It'll come out. It'll just pop. That's how these Aimee Stewarts work. Really need to start doing some posting on Instagram as well. I kind of forget about Instagram. And I don't know why. It's a bit naughty of me, really. Hope to get some model stitching coming this week. We'll see if that happens. The ladies who I've been model stitching for have been very pleased with what I've done so far, which is good, because money earned from the model stitching helps in so many ways. It's like the YouTube, although I don't earn an awful lot from YouTube. YouTube earnings also help. Don't get me wrong, I'll never make me a millionaire, but you know, I paid out a lot recently in kitchens and stuff. It means that the financial burden, pressure, is less so. If any of you know anybody who wants model stitching to be done, it would be, I would, you know, I do have a scale of charges for it, but if you do know anybody who wants any model stitching done, do let me know. It's a skill that I can use to my best advantage, I think. Oh dear. Let's just split that block. Dear, oh dear. Okay. Sorry, I'm right at the very bottom of the screen. Often don't realise. Okay. So that seems like a good place to stop for today. So 260 stitches done in the hour and a half, so a little bit less than usual, but as I said, lots of colours, and when you do look at it from a distance, you can see that tablecloth coming in. Right, so I'm going to end this video with my usual reminders. 3 videos coming up on your screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a moment to have a look. My schedule is a floss tube is released on a Tuesday, Stitch with Me's Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, excuse me, with a live stream on Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. UK time. In the top right hand corner, you'll find the how I start and end my threads and how I work on even weave videos. Again, so if you've not seen those, please do go take a minute to have a look. My channel is supported by you viewing my videos, so any views that I get, I'm much appreciative and very grateful for. So all that's left to say is thank you all so much for watching. Do take care. Happy stitching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.